Hey, it's Coach Jeremy Williams here with Red Hawk Coaching and the s.o.a.r community, and I'm so excited about this conversation today. We've got Joel Staley with Joel Staley Fitness. He's my intermittent fasting coach. Amazing guy, changed my life. Some of the things you're going to hear today and in the months to come, it's going to change your life too. If you're not connected with Joel, make sure you get connected. Good morning, Joel.
Good morning. Thanks for having me, Jeremy.
Great, Joel. Tell me a little bit about who is Joel Staley and what is Joel Staley Fitness?
Yeah, so nothing too crazy. I'm a husband, father, entrepreneur over the last 4 years. Started Joel Staley Fitness as kind of a side project when I started doing some fitness competitions and people were asking me about my workouts and diet. And then I was just blown away. People would pay me to tell them what to eat and how to work out. And so I like doing it as just a passion project. And then once Kennedy, our daughter, was born, it was actually her first day of daycare. I just dropped her off. I was on my way to work and I was having kind of like an anxiety attack because I was like, all right, I need to get my oil changed. I need to mow the lawn. I have all the stuff I need to do, not to mention update workouts and meal plans, but there's no time for that anymore because I come home and then I'm dad till she goes to sleep. So that leaves me like a half hour a day or an hour a day. So I was sitting there in traffic. I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to call work. I'm going to get the rest of the week off. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then the weekend. I'm going to work from home, see if I can drum up any business organically and see if I even like working from home. If I do, I'm going to quit my job on Monday. And if I don't, I'll just pretend that I was sick and just put that dream aside. But then funny enough, the next morning, the owner of the company called me and was like, hey, where you at this week? And I was like, oh, I had a lot of stuff to do. I took the week off. And he was like, okay, not a problem. Just come into my office Monday morning. I wanted to talk to you about. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to go the rest of these 4 days with that chip on my shoulder and really just give all my power away. So I was like, you know what, Matt, now that we're on the phone, I'm going to take this as a sign that I either need to shit or get off the pot with this Joel Staley Fitness thing. And even though we have a mortgage, daycare, bills, I only had a few grand in the bank. I just knew that I had to go all in on it. Otherwise, I would regret it my entire life and probably blame my kid and my family on it. So I just quit my job right there.
Yeah.
and the rest is history.
I think sometimes you have to have those moments. It sounds very similar to my story. And when I started selling real estate back in 2004, I just made the decision, man. And sometimes when you get back into that corner and you've got those obligations, that's when you come out swinging and great things happen. You can't be comfortable at that point, right?
Right. Oh, yeah. It's funny because I look back and laugh on it now, like, man, what an idiot I was for doing that. But at the same time, besides my daughter, and we have twins on the way, best decision I ever made, for sure.
Congratulations. I saw that the other day. I haven't been able to personally congratulate you. That's awesome. Good for you. So what got you into the fitness and nutrition field? What was the passion around that?
My dad was always into fitness and exercise, and he would disappear for an hour and come back, and he'd have a pump, and he'd look like the cartoons on the Saturday morning shows I watched. I was like, I'd see all my other friends' dads, and they were, out of shape or didn't have tons of energy to play with their kids. I was like, man, I want to look like that. And we'd watch Rocky Balboa marathons, and like, I want to look like that. And I'd see what he was doing. So then I'd be there on the living room floor doing push-ups to the montage. And then finally my dad let me go to the gym with him one time, and I saw all the girls in their yoga pants and all the guys with the big muscles, and I was like, man, this is where I want to be. And I got addicted at a young age, and then started working out, then started seeing some results, got a little bicep peak in like 7th or 8th grade. I was like, oh man, this is awesome. And I realized the harder I worked in the gym, the better I looked, the more confidence I had. More confidence I had translated to every other aspect of my life. So I just equated 1 + 1 = 2. And the 1 + 1 was really working out, trying to eat okay, and consistency.
Yeah. And and it led you. What led you to the Shred Fast program? And I'll be upfront. I'm a paying member right now of your program, and it's completely changed my life. I started at 285 pounds. I got about a week start on the fasting. I didn't realize what fasting truly meant. Yeah, it got down to about 275, and now I'm down in the 250s. Saved my life, man. And so, what led you from being in that field to saying, hey, I might be able to help some people here?
So I was doing fitness shows at the time, and I was a yo-yo dieter, just like really anybody I talk to seems to be, where I'd go on a restrictive meal plan diet. I'd get down to exactly where I wanted to be. I'd go do my show. And then next thing you know, I hadn't had burgers or nachos or wings or anything I like to eat in the last 3 months, or alcohol. So then I would just go on like a bender. It seems like I would start binge eating. And then one day I was like, okay, I'm eating way too much. I'm going to track how much I'm eating. And I was even trying to eat clean foods like oatmeal, egg whites, like chicken and vegetables. And I still ended up racking up like 5,400 calories that day. Maintenance calories were like 2,500. So I literally told my wife, wow, I could literally not eat tomorrow and I would still be above my maintenance calories for both the 2 days averaged out. So then I started thinking, like, not eating tomorrow. I'm like, do people do that? So then I looked up fasting, and I saw people were doing like 16 hours at a time. Some people were doing 24 hours at a time. And I thought this was all crazy. But then I just continued to go down the rabbit hole and noticed some people were doing longer fasts. And I was like, man, this is crazy. So started out with the 16/8, and then I started doing some 24s, and I started pushing the envelope. And what I realized was it really helped me stay lean. It simplified everything, and I was still able to eat all the foods I wanted, so I didn't have that rebound effect. And I was able to keep the fat off for good, but I was still telling clients to track their calories and macros. And I saw the same thing. They'd lose the weight, they'd get done with their program, and they'd gain it right back on. So finally I decided, all right, I'm going to take a select few people through exactly what I do now and just see, like, make sure nobody dies or anything like that for not eating for so long. Yeah, see, maybe I'm like a weirdo and everyone else hates fasting, and just take 10 guys through it and see what they think. And then all of a sudden they were getting incredible results, keeping the fat off for good. And it's just blown up and scaled from there.
Yeah, I know it has for me. And like, I even had a bad week last week, and I know I'm in the middle of a 48, maybe pushing a 72 this week, and I'll clean it all right back up and then probably lose a couple more pounds. So it's amazing what it does. And we'll give your contact information at the end so that people can connect with you to learn more. What do you see as the biggest challenge for health for the small business owner?
Oh, biggest challenge, I would say, it depends if you're traveling or you're working from home. It's individualized, but overarching biggest challenge for small business owners is just prioritizing, because the constant pressure of running a small business and keeping a roof over your head and not telling everyone in your network you're a failure because your business didn't work out, and paying your employees, so you have to make sure you're getting enough sales coming in. Eating clean and working out can take the back seat, because you could say, all right, well, I could either go spend an hour at the gym, or I could use that hour to do some organic or cold call and build my business. Well, if I miss the gym one day, nothing's going to happen. So I'm going to allocate that time to growing the business. And then that cycle repeats itself. And next thing you know, you haven't been to the gym. That obviously affects your diet, because when you're not being active, then you just tend to eat like crap too, especially if you're doing cold calls and organic all day, constant rejection. So then you want a glass of whiskey at night and you want to eat like crap all night to just kind of limit some of that rejection you got all day. Feel good for a couple minutes as you bite into that pizza. So it's just a whirlwind of prioritizing.
Yeah, no, and I had that experience too. And you're right, it just builds up and builds up and builds up. And one day becomes 5 years ago I was in the gym. And that's definitely the challenge. Is a lot of times we put ourselves aside to focus on what we think is most important. Yet our health is pretty important. It's going to limit us from being our best we can be in our business, right?
I'd say another thing too is lack of results, because even if you do prioritize going to the gym and trying to eat clean, and then a month, 2 months goes by and you don't see any difference on the scale or in the mirror how you feel, because something's obviously not dialed in or working on the level you want it to be, then it's like, well, okay, over the last month I've wasted 30 hours I could have been using. Even if I landed one client every 3 hours, that's 10 clients. If I'm charging 10K, okay, I just missed out on 100 grand because I'm going to the gym. I'm not even seeing any results. So not having everything dialed in, not seeing results, and getting the momentum to keep going, I would say, is another big challenge.
So somebody that is facing those challenges, what do you think is a good first step?
Well, I do, funny enough, I've recently put together a 5-day challenge, and it's essentially just 5 days of, we talk about what the benefits of fasting are, how to do it, best practices, and then somewhere within those 5 days, you knock out your first 48-hour fast. And it was just an experiment to see if people would resonate with it and if they liked it. And funny enough, like, I'm in the Facebook group, and people are like, "This is crazy. I only completed most of my fast, and then Friday night I went out with friends and got pizza and wings and beers, and I still weighed in 3 pounds less than this week than I typically do." So rather than just jumping in and running the credit card for something you're not 100% sure on, I would say the first step would be join that 5-day challenge and give the 5 days your all, do the workouts, commit to the 48-hour fast, engage in the community, and see if it's something that's for you.
I love that, being able to take that trial. I was one of the crazy guys that just said, "Hey, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to go all in." Yet that provides another opportunity for somebody that might be skeptical, or will this really work for me? And I think they'll be surprised at the results.
Big time, yeah.
What is the biggest challenge you face as a business owner?
Right now, I would say biggest challenge is marketing. I have an agency that helps me with my marketing, but without dialed in marketing, I mean, I could, and I believe I do, have the best fat loss program in the world, but if no one knows about it, then it's all for nothing. So the thing is, with the iOS 14 updates, and things are just constantly changing in any digital marketing sense of the word, you have to stay on top of it. You can't just post up one Facebook ad and ride it to the finish line. You constantly have to be testing and uploading new creative and switching out the offer, which is why I came up with the 5-day challenge, is because I've just had a free PDF guide and a video webinar for the last 2 years. And my marketing team's like, "Hey, it's getting old, man. You got to switch it up here." So, yeah, marketing, staying on top of that, and training your team is of utmost importance, because you don't want to let things slip through the cracks. If you pay me money to get you results, and then you join this program and your coach either isn't getting back to you, or you feel they don't know what they're talking about, or the sales rep who talked to you left a bad taste in your mouth, or the guy customizing workouts is goofing it all up, or he's not getting those workouts to you. I mean, those all represent me as the business owner, especially because I named my company Joel Staley Fitness, which in retrospect I probably wouldn't have. But especially as the business owner with your name on the business, you have to make sure that your team is pulling their own weight and they're trained to perform at the best of their capabilities.
Yeah, definitely. When you're scaling, is making sure that you're duplicable and that they're carrying out your message exactly like you would. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
What do you think has been the biggest success in your business?
Biggest success has been the results. So I don't post a lot on social media as much as I should, because I know something you talk about, videos sell, and getting people to know, like, and trust you through content, that all sells. But I'm just not super great at it. If it weren't for my client results, that's literally all I post, because at this point it's like, see, another one's down 50 pounds. See, another one's down 50 pounds. Like, how many do you have to see before you finally schedule your call? We're at like 300 at this point. So Results have been, the results on my clients have been by far the thing that's set us apart from everyone else.
Yeah, and I bet you still get on calls where they're like, so is this really real? Yeah.
Well, the haters on the Facebook ads are always the best, because I have my ad, and then in the comments I post like 70 before after pictures. And whether if it's video, they'll say, oh, these are actors. Or if it's just the before and after, they'll say, why didn't they post this? Why are you posting this? It's like, what do you want me to do, man? It's just sign up for a call and see if it checks out or not.
Yeah, they're just mad at themselves at the end.
They are.
You know, if somebody were watching this video today and you could leave them one piece of advice, what would that be?
You don't have to figure it all out for yourself. So it's like I said about my marketing people. Do I want to know what's going on? Yes. But if I'm going to optimize the marketing side of my business, which is extremely important, it's a full-time job in and of itself to keep up with the latest Facebook algorithms and constantly testing everything. And so could I figure all that out for myself? Yes. But would that take away from other things I could be doing working on the business? 100%. And I wouldn't be able to do it as well as the people that I pay to do it are performing. So it's the same thing with a fitness coach. You might just think, okay, I need to go to the gym and work out and eat meat, lean meats and vegetables, and that'll get you probably a little bit further than you're at right now. But is it going to get you to the finish line after taking thousands of calls of guys who've tried that exact same thing? I would argue that it's probably not going to.
Yeah, and I'm one of those guys that have tried literally everything, and I'm a big Peloton guy. I'd ride my Peloton till hour and a half rides, 20 to 30 miles, and even with that, my cardio got great, but the weight didn't come off.
Right.
So this has really worked, and I encourage those that are watching this video to connect with Joel. So Joel, how do they connect with you?
I would say you can shoot me an email at joel@joelstaleyfitness.com, or if you're in this Facebook group community, just send me a DM. Say, hey, I want to check out that 5-day challenge you talked about with Jeremy. I'll send you over the link to get started right away. Give it a shot. If it's something that seems like resonates well with you, we can hop on a call and discuss how working together might be a benefit, or at least come up with a plan that you can execute by yourself. So just shoot me a message on Facebook, or joel@joelstaleyfitness.com is the email.
Awesome. And Joel, thank you for your time today. And I hope that those that are watching this video pulled something that they could implement into their health and fitness routine. I encourage you, if you're watching this, to take advantage of that 5-day opportunity, just so you can see how it works with you and your body. I think you're going to be impressed by the results that you get. Joel, again, thank you for being on the call, and thank you for the valuable information you've brought. And I look forward to, for those that join the membership group in the months to come, that want to take a deeper dive into this, we'll do some more videos for those people that join as a member. So I'm looking forward to the future content, and just great valuable information that Joel will share that won't just help you with business, but it'll also help you in life. So thank you again.
Thanks for everything you do too, Jeremy.